girls. Mary, Flora, Lucy, Chuckles, Eclipse. My ladle. My scale. Hello once again, friends. As usual in the milking room. This lighting is terrible. Figure I'll find a better spot for you. That's much better. You're on top of where the goat's eating her grain, so hopefully she don't knock you right off of there. Got a pretty late start milking tonight. I've been busy making soap and dealing with that, and then went over to the neighbors for a little visit like we normally do Saturday night. I usually don't make it, honestly, but I did tonight. So I got back here way later than normal. I wanted to document what I'm doing here, though, in case it actually works, so I can kind of look back at this. So as I mentioned last year, I've got a couple does that have had some mastitis issues and high somatic cell counts. So I'm going to run a milk test tonight. Well, collect it, and I'll mail it out to the lab on Monday. And then I'm going to start treatment on a couple of them. I've got a holistic option I'm going to be trying, and they claim it can reduce somatic cell counts up to 50% in 10 days. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to put it to the test. Alright, so for the milk test, I just have these little vials here. They've got a little bit of preservative in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that orange. And we'll fill it up to this first line here. Doubt you can see that. Well, anyway, there's a line about there. We'll fill it up to there. No, actually, I'm only milking once a day. I'm going to fill it up all the way. If you're milking twice a day, you'd fill it up halfway on the first milking and then all the way on the second one. I'm just going to fill it up all the way because I'm only milking once a day. Let's write your name on the top here. Alright. And then what we do is we weigh this milk. I know how much this bucket weighs, so I'll just subtract that off, obviously. It's bouncing a little bit, but I've got 9.2, so it's 6.3 is how much she actually gave. So I'll write that on the board here before I forget. Alright, and then I'll collect my sample. This is a terrible sampler. Do not recommend. Get an actual ladle that has a spout or something. This thing is a wreck. So I gotta stir it up pretty well, make sure everything's mixed in there, but I've also got foam on the top, so I'm gonna try and get the foam out of the way. Gonna end up with some foam in the vial. Oh well. Alright. Made a giant mess like normal. If I had a better ladle, I wouldn't make quite as much of a mess. And I'll just invert this, try to get that orange stuff off the bottom and mixed into the milk. And there's our sample. Dump the rest of this out and try and collect another goat into this bucket. And then just repeat the process. I'm going to move you off here so the goats don't whack you off of there when they come in to get their grain. Here's my product. Take off of it. Alright, it's by Homeovet, and I don't know who that is. I know they make other products, but when I go on their main website, I can't find this on there. I can't find it on Amazon. There was just one company that carried it, and so I don't actually know who makes it. Or if the main company has just discontinued it. Anyway, some homeopathic thing. Let's see. Administer orally in water at mealtime twice a day for 10 days. Protect from heat and light. I guess we can't leave it out here. Just 1 milliliter. Orally for 10 days. So we're going to give this a whirl on Eclipse and Chuckles. We sold the other doe that had a high smack cell count, and then Bluebell also did, but I'm drying her up already, so she's going to be dry by the time our second test comes around. Eclipse is going to get the first dose of this magical medicine. She is a goat that had mastitis earlier, so she's still got really high somatic cell counts, I think in the 2 millions or so. So we're going to see if we can get those down. The federal legal limit for selling milk is 1.5 million. Some states, I'm not sure if Washington is this or not, but some states are 750,000. For comparison, most of our other does are in the 60,000 to 200,000 range. And then you've got these mastitis does that are 2,000. I think Chuckles was 2 million. I think Chuckles was over 4 million last time I tested her, so really high. These does are actually ready to dry up. You can see this is Eclipse. 5.1 pounds on a 24-hour milking period. She really isn't milking much, and I would have dried them up by now, or I would have started about now, because I am starting with a couple other does. But I saw this claim that this can reduce the somatic cell count by 50%, so I want to keep her in milk long enough to do another test on her and see for myself what that actually does. And same with Chuckles as well. Then I'm just going to dry them up after that. And then I have some remedies I'm going to try on them while they're dry too, but for now I'm going to start with this and then see what it does, because they claim it's great. Right, I'll give you a cracker when it's done. I don't really think it has much flavor, drama. Okay. Goodbye. Before I hook Chuckles up here, you can just see just how uneven she is. She's terrible. This side is just drying up on its own is what it's doing. This is the side that had mastitis. So during this dry period, I'm going to see if I can get her to even out, because if not, she's kind of ruined. The flies are absolutely appalling in here. Seems like they're making a last stand before the frost comes and kills them all. They've been bad everywhere. Oh, Daisy. Good girl. I'm going to end this here. I won't have my results back on that milk until probably Wednesday or Thursday next week. After that, I'll run that second test. I'm not sure when. I know the lab has on the paperwork after 21 days. Not sure if they get mad if you send in another sample before then or not, because I would like to do it or pretty shortly after 10 days and see if that stuff really worked. And then go from there with my treatment plans for them. I will likely need to culture that still. I'm guessing it's not going to clear it up all the way, and probably put a long-lasting antibiotic in their udder before they dry up, but I guess I'll just wait for that lab result and see what that shows. Anyway, bye for now.